Hey, what's going on guys? Welcome to my Canas review video. Canas is a shaman from Fire Emblem 7. Fire Emblem 7 is my second favorite game in the series after Sacred Stone, so I'm glad more characters from the series are being released into Heroes. Unfortunately, he has some problems and I'll talk about it real soon. He's a Tempest Trials unit, therefore everyone can obtain 2 total copies of him. 1 4-star and a 5-star copy. Even if you don't plan to use them, you should obviously make the effort to achieve max score in the Tempest Trials event so you can get all the free orbs, crystals, seals, and other awesome items. Anyways, without further ado, let's begin the review. Canas is a free infantry red mage, therefore his stats are always neutral. I think a comparison is the easiest way to help you guys understand his stat line. If we compare him with Ray, Canas has 1 less defense and 4 more resistance. Now, we all know how underwhelming Ray is. He has terrible physical bulk, balanced offensive stats, and average resistance. He just doesn't stand out compared to the other red mages, and he's terrible in today's standard. Canas has basically the same problems. He does have good resistance, but most mages in general do. Even the other free-to-play red mages like Arvis and Julius are much better than Canas. Those two do have less defense than Canas, but they have their own unique tomes, which I think outweighs the con of having less defense. I think the only way to save Canas or Ray is if IS gives them their own unique tome, which I doubt they will, but who knows. His weapon is an owl tome. Now this is a pretty good tome for him. Not only is it great for fodder, since Katarina is the only other unit that has this tome by default, but Canas greatly benefits from all the stats granted by the owl tome's effect. With 3 adjacent allies, his stats shoot up to 48 attack, 35 speed, 27 defense, and 39 resistance. It's still not amazing, but he's definitely usable. If you give him some skills to target a certain color or class, then he can become a cheap tech pick for arena assault. His assist skill is reciprocal aid. I have no idea why he has this skill. It's been a while since I played FE7, so maybe there's like a connection with the original game, I'm not too sure. But yeah, he has terrible HP, so he's not going to be able to use reciprocal aid as a way to heal allies effectively. He can use it to heal himself, I guess. A skill is HP res 2, more HP and more res. This increases his magical bulk by 6. Not really a good skill, but since his resistance is the only worthy stat that he has, this can be used as a budget skill to turn Canas into an anti-green mage baiter for arena assault. C skill is Rest Tactic. I love tactic skills mainly because I enjoy building mixed emblem teams. If you plan to use Canas with Rest Tactic, then just remember that to make the most out of the effect, he can only have 1 other infantry ally on the team. The other 2 allies can be 2 cavaliers, 2 flyers, 2 armored, or a mix between the 3 classes. Despite all the negatives that surround Canas, at the end of the day, he is a free unit, so no one should really be complaining unless he's your favorite character. Then you have all the right to complain to a certain extent. It's not like he's a Grand Hero Battle unit that you have to spend at least 20,000 feathers to promote. You can obtain Canas as a 5-star unit straight out of the Tempest Trials event. A free 5-star is just a free 5-star. Even if they suck, I'll gladly take them for free. Foddering Canas is probably the best way to use them, honestly, other than to use them as an arena assault tech pick. Red Owl Tome is difficult to get, so either use Canas for that right now or hold on to him until a great Owl Tome Red Mage candidate is released in the future. Most Red Mages right now have better default tomes. The only unit that I can see right now receiving a huge upgrade with Owl Tome is probably Sophia. Winter Tharja is also a good candidate if you're looking for a defensive build on her, but her default tome, Candelabra, is already good enough for that. Rest Tactic is his other skill that is great to use as fodder. It's actually unlocked at 4 stars, so use the 4-star as Rest Tactic fodder and use the 5-star copy as Owl Tome fodder. There's a bunch of viable candidates that can utilize Rest Tactic. Either give it to someone with horrible res or someone with too much res. I would say somewhere around 20 res and below or 33 to 35 and above. Then again, there's really no such thing as too much res. It's whether or not you want your hero to start being able to tank the opposite color. This first build is a budget arena assault build. This build is meant to be used specifically against any green mages you find in arena assault. Green Tonebreaker is going to help prevent doubles from fast green mages like Nino, and at the same time allow Canas to double on the counter attack. He's unable to activate 3 charge specials when he baits green mages on enemy phase, so that's why I'm giving him Moonbow. Moonbow will proc on Canas' every second hit on the enemy phase versus green mages unless they are running guard or Green Tonebreaker. Moonbow is also great against high-res green mages like Julia and Deirdre. It can grant up to 10 bonus damage and even more if the foe's resistance is above 30. Now with this set, he doesn't necessarily need the resistance refinement on his weapon. You can keep it vanilla and he can still be able to survive and 1-round KO plus 10 Ninos without any adjacent allies. Against Julia and Deirdre, Canas might need at least 2 adjacent allies in order to 1-round KO those two. The Sacred Seal is really up to you, but if you are planning on using Canas on a mixed Emblem Arena Assault team, then the Defense Tactic Seal would work nicely with Res Tactic. Other options are HP plus 5 or Attack plus 3. Honestly, like I said, you can run almost anything here. Distant Defense 3 would also work, but I assume you guys wouldn't want to put such a good seal on a budget hero like this. Here's another cheap low investment set: Drawback or Swap, Moonbow, Attack plus 3, Quick Approach 2, Res Tactic, and Res Ploy 3 seal. Almost the same idea as the previous set, but this one extends his coverage. Not only can he 1-round KO green mages, but now he can 1-round KO some red mages as well. One of the more popular red mages out there right now is Lilina. With a resistance refined Autotome, Canas has exactly 1 more res than a plus 10 Lilina that does not have plus resistance IBs, which means that he is able to inflict the Res Ploy debuff on her, which allows him to be able to deal enough damage to 1-round KO her. This build is pretty expensive. The goal here is to try and increase his speed so he can prevent as many doubles as possible. With 3 adjacent allies, his stats become 54 attack, 42 speed, 27 defense, and 39 resistance. His defense and res increases even more by 6 from Distant Defense 3 seal when he gets attacked by a ranged foe on enemy phase. His defense increases from 27 to 33, and his res goes from 39 to 45. Now with 42 speed, that should be enough to allow him to prevent doubles, especially with some sort of speed buff, whether it's from Speed Tactic or Hone Speed. Now if you want him to take the slower, tankier approach, then let's give him Attack Res Bond. Also refine his tome with resistance, so it increases his res to 36, which is good enough to start running ploys. And yeah, the goal for this set is to increase his res as much as possible so he can survive double attacks from mages and KO them with Iceberg on his second counter hit. If you feel like he can KO mages without needing Iceberg, then you can swap the special to Glacies instead. That way on the following player phase, he has Glacies ready to activate to one-shot somebody with. Alright, this segment is for those that refer to my free play guides. If you want to stay up to date with this list, then go follow my Twitter. You can find the link in the description below. Anyways, Canas is being placed in never used, no surprise here. There's already a good amount of red mages for me to use. Plus, I don't really want to make you guys level up Canas, especially a 4-star one. Have fun foddering him away or whatever else you want to do with him. Alright, so the question for this video is, what are your guys' opinion on Tempest Trials units and how the developers are implementing them? We all know that they're free, but some of these heroes are popular characters and intelligence systems totally butcher some of their kits. For example, Canas in his underwhelming kit. Finn has good stats, but players were upset about how he only had a Brave Lance. There's also Clive, Tobin I guess, and I hear some people are also unhappy about Joshua to a certain extent. Personally, I'm a pretty laid back guy when it comes down to this stuff. A free unit is just a free unit to me. I can't really complain about it, but then again, none of these Tempest Trials units so far are even close to being my favorite characters. I can understand why people are upset when their favorite character is introduced as a free Tempest Trials reward. Not only are we expecting their stats to be butchered, but we're also expecting their skills to be lackluster. They also lose out on IBs and merge potential. Mass Marth and Black Knight are the 2 exceptions. They actually came out well, but Black Knight, I'm pretty sure we aren't going to see him show up as a reward for a long time, so his only problem is having low merge potential. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this below. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, take it easy, and I'll see you guys in the next video.